a minute. Number one MC in the world, Craig Jackman. Take it away.
Bless you. And thank you so much, Robert. What a great day. It's Saturday and it is Ask Me Anything Day. There we go. Now that's the way to start on a Saturday. Get the weekend rolling, get the blood pumping. Everybody's had their coffee. Everybody's ready to go. And we are ready to bring on board an amazing friend and mentor and just overall person, really, if you think about it. Robert Hollis, multimillionaire, wants to share his benefits with everybody, what he has experienced over these amazing 35 years. Because you know what? It's not just the fact that he happens to be a millionaire. He wants you to be a millionaire. And this is one of those rare opportunities that we, the viewing audience, get to watch, talk with him, ask questions of him. It can be about becoming a millionaire. It can be how he is, who he is, what brought him to this point. This is why we do Ask Me Anything, AMAs. So for those of you that are watching on Facebook, if you want to join us here on the Zoom, go to roberthollis.com/live and
AMA.
Or excuse me, AMA, and we will get the link and come on board. We will be taking questions. We will be taking questions from our amazing audience here in the Zoomcast. Not only that, but we will also be taking questions from you watching on Facebook. So what we would ask that you do, if you're watching on Facebook, type the word question, and then whatever it is, the question that you want to ask Robert, and we will ask for you. Those of you that are watching here on Facebook, it's very simple. Just put your cursor at the bottom of this, the window below the videos. There's a button there that says participants. Click on that. A list of names will appear to the right of the screen, and look at the bottom of that list to find a button called raise hand. Click on that, raise your hand, and we will acknowledge you and bring you on board to talk with Robert live. Also, if you don't feel comfortable talking with Robert live, that's okay. We want your questions. So type the question with question and in the chat. And you can open up the chat window by clicking on those buttons at the bottom. And there's one there that says chat. It will open to the right side of our screen here, and type the question in the chat. I will be monitoring that. And we want to make sure that you are involved. You get your questions answered with our amazing dear friend, our mentor. This man I've known for more than 10 years. I love him. There's a reason why I follow him. He is freaking credible. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this day started. A nice intro to Mr. Robert Hollis.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Craig, so much for being the ultimate MC, master of ceremonies. I really, really love our friendship, and there's not too many people that can outgive me, but Craig Jackman has been one of those people over the years that I constantly think about who in my life is getting close to outgiving me, and Craig usually is at top of that list. So Craig, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So hi, my incredible son, Matthew. Hi, Bill, Javi. Hey, Curtis, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. And Mr. John Tier, Linda, got D. Scott, got Joshua from Nigeria. It's I want Joshua to teach people from Africa that there is a way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say something quick about Joshua. Joshua's probably been in the company for about 2 years, and to think that this guy has just been in the trenches working, and now we got an office there, and now we have products there, and now we have a manager there, and now we have products on the ground there, and it's just like a lot of people want to figure out excuses of not how to do this, when Joshua would have to take a full day off work just to travel a couple of buses to pick his product up. Can you guys imagine that? And so Joshua, you're a leader, man, and I love and appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Robert.
We got to make sure to get you on a sizzle session so you can tell everybody to stop whining.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good.
Hi, Chris. How you doing? Nice to see you on here. So yeah, so I'll let you take it over from here, Craig. You know what? I will jump on a little quick thing. I usually do a little rant before the Q&A. And my wife and I were talking today. And you know what's so amazing is I know I've been sort of harsh on some of my trainings. Again, for some of you, you can check them out at roberthollis.com/free. For just going there and signing up, you get a copy of my best-selling book, How Is That Working? And one of the things that we were talking about today is just, again, Josh, I heard Josh Wagle do a training with Aaron Parker. I can't wait for him to start doing trainings on Wednesday. But he was saying, can you guys imagine that there's over 700,000? I don't remember the number he said. Maybe it was 750. But to think about this, 750,000 people that needed to make an extra couple of $100 a month are drivers for Uber. All right. So they didn't get in it to double their income. They didn't get in it to make six figures. 750,000 people chose to be Uber drivers to make an extra couple $100 a month. And it still blows my mind that people say, I can't find anybody that wants to make money. And we all seen that what happened recently is the people that needed to make a couple of $100 a month to make ends meet. Well, now that's gone up by $400 a month because of inflation. And then we also have gas prices. So I've seen a lot of people out there that are talking about, that they've had to stop doing Uber because of the gas prices, that it wasn't for them. So these are 750,000 people that made a mental decision that they needed to find something else to bring in a few extra $100. And I'm trying to think, why hasn't someone found out where those groups are? You know what I mean? So, so that's my little thought of the day. And we all know that Uber's not the only one out there. So, so Craig, now turn it over to you. And I'm going to apologize up front. Usually I go quite a while on Saturday, but today is I got an appointment with the most incredible special person on the planet, my dear wife. And I'm going to go to the mall and get her a giant frickin' ring. So yeah. And yeah, so just stay tuned. So
you're going to have to share that one with us, of course.
Yeah. She's got a beautiful ring right now, but she's had it too long. So.
So, all right, then let's get started. And you let me know about when we're coming to the end. Okay.
Yeah. We'll just do it. We'll just do an hour.
All right, an hour. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So again, if you have questions, I shared it with you earlier. Go ahead and put them either in either chat, whether you're on Zoom or Facebook, with the question in all caps preceding the question. Otherwise, if you're watching us on Zoom and you want to participate, we already have 3 people raising their hands. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I'll put how to do it when you're in the chat in Zoom to raise your hand. Let's get started. Of course, Curtis Phelan asked the first question: why is Robert so awesome, amazing, and successful? That's the reason right there.
Yeah, that's a good question. Curtis, I not only call Curtis one of my best friends, but the amount of years, Curtis, how many years did you train with Tony Robbins? You're muted.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Just in case, I'm going to do this. With Tony?
Just a few years. I was one of
a few is over 2.
Yeah, a few years. Well over 2. Yeah. Yeah. 3 years. So I was one of Tony's first coaches that he trained, and shared an office with his son Josh and Becky, and we started the coaching company. And so yeah, it's about 3.5, 4 years, something like that.
Very cool.
Went out on my own after that.
One of the things that I learned from Tony Robbins, I never have been to one of his events. I've never met him. It's pretty interesting. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I do know. I do know. My first mentor got so deep in my head, Roger Penske, that he said, only learn from people that have been where you're going. Only learn from people that have already been to where you're going. And so I always looked at Tony Robbins as an individual that made incredible amount of money by coaching and training other people. And you guys are going to crack up when I tell you this. That was not one of my goals. My goal has always been to build 1 million people on auto ship subscriptions. So that's why I'm focused on doing that. But the reason that I brought Curtis up on that is that there's a principle that I first heard from Tony Robbins that other mentors said, like Jim Rohn, and they would just say, how many of you guys knew that Jim Rohn was Tony Robbins' coach? A lot of people don't know that. And so Jim Rohn would say, success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. And so Tony added a little bit to that. And he says, find out a person that has what you want, and mirror and match them the best of your ability. And the one thing that me being introverted, automotive engineer, when I first got involved in this space of marketing, it used to blow my mind. I don't know if you guys watch racing at all, but if you do watch racing at all and they walk up to a crew chief afterwards and just goes, oh my God, you just won the Daytona 500. How do you feel? It's not a ball of energy. It's usually like, well, things fell our way. And I got to get out of here because I got to prepare for the race next week. It's like, hey, can you talk a little more? Oh yeah, I want to thank Napa. I want to thank Skittles. I want to thank the Penske Racing Team, and now I'm on my way. But the reason that I bring that up is that when I got in this world, there was this thing called excitement, enthusiasm, and man, I couldn't have been the opposite from that, you guys. And I just, I see Tony Robbins on a video and he's like, yes. And I'm going like, no. Get up on your chair and dance. No. Like a Curtis. And so, he was doing it to teach people that they do have a state of mind that they can change. But, I think my awesomeness comes from studying other people that I inspire, that inspire me, that I see that are awesome. And, one of the characteristics that they have is sincerity, integrity, being down to earth. And then also, they're just awesome people. So Curtis, thank you very much. I really appreciate the compliment. And I thought that was a good question. You become awesome by mirror and matching other people that inspire you. And I always ask, that's a question that we can ask off Curtis's question, is right now, who are you following that inspires you? Because normally when you ask people, who are you mirroring and matching right now? Thank you, Linda. Thank you, John. Thanks, Bill. It's like a lot of people go, nobody. Well, then it's working. I have people all the time that I say, what are you doing? They say nothing. I like, when do you know you're finished? So, man, I think I hurt my shoulder, Curtis. It's like, you get 60, you're not used to, I think I pulled something in my shoulder. Okay, go ahead, Craig.
All right. Well, thank you for getting us started, Curtis. That's great. Couple of live people here and a couple of questions have already come in. So let's go ahead and go through those. First up, I see the hand raised, Mr. Bill Shoemaker. Bill, open up and share, please.
All right. Hi, everybody. Hello, Robert.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
Incredible. I love and appreciate you. And
thank you. Love and appreciate
I
you.
am matching and mirroring you.
Thank you. Thank
Look
you.
what I got in the mail.
Whoop, whoop.
Look what I've been reading.
There you go, man.
So now my question is, how do you stay so freaking motivated?
The
I
simple
know the
answer.
I want
The
to hear
simple
it.
answer is what I shared also yesterday is mirror and matching people that are motivated. You know, when you see people like Roger Penske was really the very first person that I mirror and match. And when I went to work for him, Bill, I worked for one of his 71 companies.
Wow.
The guy had 200,000 people that worked for him. And the guy never, ever stopped sharing with us what his next goals were. And here was one of his goals as a business person that's pretty interesting. But he said he would always ask his accountant, his CFO, what was their largest expense? Tell me what our largest expense is. And he then would replace that expense. So if you know anything about Roger Penske, his first goal was to be the #1 car dealership in every make and model. He pulled that off. He wanted to be the #1 car dealership. And then he wanted to be the #1 in every make and model. And so then what he found out is that he could do that at the end of the year by looking at everybody else's numbers and then just outbuy them. So what he did is he said, I got to have something where I need a bunch of cars. I just don't need to put them on my lots. And so then he bought a thing called Hertz Rent-A-Car. And so now this allows him to buy a lot of every make and model to keep him on top. The largest expense that he had after that was moving the cars. So he bought, now there's Penske's trucks. It used to be Hertz Penske, and now it's Penske's truck. So he moves his own cars that he buys from his own dealership, and Hertz buys the cars from his dealership. Are you guys catching this? And I've seen him do this in racing. So one of our biggest expenses when I started working for him was testing time, going to racetracks and testing. So he just made his own racetracks. So he owned the Michigan racetrack. He owned the California track, you know, in Fontana. He owned a number of tracks. His goal one day was to own a racetrack called the Indianapolis 500.
Wow.
Today, he's the owner of that track. It happened a couple of years ago, happened during pandemic. The guy waited in the wings until no one was gathering anymore. And they must have been running on that narrow of a profit. So when you have 3 races a year in your biggest race a year, and then you can't do it. I don't know if people know this, but there's over 700,000 people that show up at the Indianapolis 500. Yeah, just nuts. So that really today is still my inspiration. I watch what he does. And one of the funniest stories I always tell is he won the Presidential Freedom of Honor. And if you guys look it up online, when Roger Penske won it, Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, was giving him the Freedom Medal Award, and he was reading his resume. And it is the funniest freaking video I've ever watched. So it's like, we're here today to, you know, my friend Roger Penske, and whoa, 200,000 employees? When you see Donald Trump reading a guy's resume and he's impressed, he's like, damn, where have you been my whole life? He's like, oh, and you won the Indianapolis 500 14 times with 11 different drivers. My God, that's impressive. So as he's reading all of Roger Penske's credentials, he's like looking over him, because as he's reading them, he's hearing them for the first time. Doesn't even know who this guy is. That makes him look like he hasn't done anything in the business world. So Bill, yes, that's what motivates me, is me consistently knowing that I can be more, do more, and help more. So I always want to make a bigger impact. Me and my son Matthew right now is really working on a lot of things. Craig was an instrumental part with us when I just was building Life Mechanic, and that's coming back. That's coming back. You guys are going to see me do something. It's like got a different name, and we're going to go out and see how many people we can impact. I know for a number of years here, people are going to try to be figuring out how they can supplement their income, and I want them to find me. So find us. So there you go, Bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robert. I'm modeling you, and you do motivate me, and I'm following you. And I've been on Facebook and connecting with people, and I thought in my head, oh my God, I'm doing what Robert does.
Yeah. I'm getting so pumped right now because
it's so easy.
Yeah, I've been making,
easy.
I've been giving people suggestions for a number of years because I started out in the generic coaching business, so, out there coaching people. So you need to make your stuff generic. And then when I went from being that into being an MDC, I still overall was pretty generic. My mentors, Roger Pinsky and Bill Gould, they weren't generic. It's like, this is the way we're going to accomplish this project. And if you feel like you have a better idea, you need to go work for yourself, or you need to take a cold shower and get over it. So they're like, more of my way is the highway. And I'm starting to figure out, now that I've sort of taken that back since the beginning of this year, that I'm telling people what they need to do. And when they do it and they get results, it's pretty funny. So John's been sending me some incredible messages. You guys heard from Monty, Hobby. He's now like going, oh my God, it's like, so that's the reason for the sizzle. I want you guys there's nothing better than, like a story like Monty, a person that's never done network marketing. Then he brings someone in and he shares my training with that person. And then that person calls him up saying, I got a new person in my group that just bought product. And Monty's thoughts are, do I get paid off that? I remember being that innocent. I remember being so innocent when one of my people brought somebody in. I go, do I get paid off that too? Yeah. It's like, I could just help my people bring in people and help those people bring in people and help. I would never ever have to talk to a cold market person ever again. I'll never forget when that popped, where I could say to a person, my goal is to get you a check, get you ranked so that you can have confidence in what you're doing, and put me in front of as many people as you can. So thank you, Bill. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Robert. Love you, brother.
I'm proud of you. Love you too, man.
Thank you, Bill. Just your timing is incredible, Robert, because okay, John and Linda are in the queue waiting. Thank you guys, hang in there. But a question came up from Javi that I want to read. It says, because you kind of pointed out, all of what you've just shared, when is the right time to be a full-time in this business, according to you?
Great question. It really is two mentalities, Javi. Two mentalities. One is there is a sense of energy when you know that you know that you know. All right. We usually do things that we're scared to do, but we know we know in our mind and our heart we're going to do it. We're going to pull it off. That might have been, maybe moving out of the house or getting our first job. But I think if you guys always look at your wins, there was a time when you just really mentally said, I'm not living like this anymore. I'm done. I'm done. And it wasn't that you had it figured out. It just, you knew that you were going to figure it out. So that's one answer. That's one answer. The second answer, if people are being conservative, I tell people that until you can pull 3 months together of a consistent earnings that would replace your income at your job, or replace the income that you need to take care of your family, because you don't want to put yourself in undue stress. You don't want to put yourself in a and a situation where you're going, oh my God, I don't know how to pay my bills. I don't know how to pay my car payment. I was talking about a funny joke with someone the other day about how harsh this industry was 35 years ago. And it always sounds like, it's like your parents, they went to school uphill. They had to walk both ways uphill in the snow. We always hear these things. But when you go back and really think about it, it was almost that bad. You know what I mean? It's like I tell my sons to sleep, hey, listen, the reason I figured out how to buy a bike is because I was 8 miles away from high school. We didn't have any buses. I never got a ride to school. It's pretty crazy where you just went, that's what we do. It's like, but it's amazing where in this industry, people want to be having a consistent income. So figure out what you need, what's the bottom line that you got to pull in, and then how fast and rapidly you could hit that. You really switch that trigger in your mind, and it can happen in 30 days. No doubt. I still believe to this day that there's people that say that it can happen, when if you went into MDC right now and looked at the leaderboard, there's a woman on the top of that leaderboard that just joined our company with over 100 people that she's brought in and over $4,400 in volume. So if she gets paid 50% and gets paid every week, she's already made over $2,200 this month, and we just got past the halfway mark. Some of you are going like, huh? But it's just that people go, wait a minute, you know what? If I'm saying as little as possible to as many people as I can, as fast as I can, and all I got to do is get them to watch Robert's video, then I'm going to do that. That's exactly what I'm going to do all day, every day. So I just remember switching that switch in my mind, hobby. I knew that if I worked 8 hours a day, and it really ended up being 10 hours because of my commute, right? So I think all the time, the second that I got to get up to an alarm clock to start to prepare to go work for somebody else is when the clock starts. Would you guys agree? It's like, so you're getting up. Normally I wouldn't take a shower, but I do because I'm going to work. And jump on a vehicle and drive to the commute. And so I thought, man, if I can put 10 hours in for somebody else, I can put 10 hours in for me. I just not lie to myself. It's not about activity. It's about productivity. So we always hear the jokes out there that I'm sure that happen all over the world is, you pull up on some people probably get mad at me for saying this, but you pull up on a construction site or see people that are working on roads and stuff. And there's usually one guy that's like moving the hot asphalt while the other 3 people are watching. So you have the worker, right? You have the worker. He's a new guy that just joined. And then you got a couple of managers and a supervisor. And I know I'm laughing because I've been on construction before I became a mechanic. It was like, so it's sort of funny that if you can spend that much time away from the people that you love, doing the things that you don't love just for a paycheck, why can't you do that for yourself? And everybody goes, I don't have enough time. That's a lie. That's a flat out lie. Instead of saying you're busy, and instead of saying you don't have time, start saying this out loud out of your mouth and watch your mind disagree with you. This is what you say, Robert, doing that to make my life better is just not a priority for me. I can't do 20 minutes of meditation. I can't do a morning routine. I can't contact a lot of people in a day. Don't be lazy. Just say, Robert, that's not a priority for me. If I write down my priority list, it's watching the news. It's getting depressed. It's watching some more TV. It's catching up on my Netflix. See what I mean? Just be honest. And I just thought, man, like Bill said to me, you can take your lifetime to contact 2,000 people. And again, I'm going to change my words. Get 2,000 people to watch that video, be able to have the data to prove that 2,000 people watch that video. So some people will never do that in their career and their lifetime. And some people will do that in 5 years. And then some people will do it in a year. Some people will do it in 6 months. So I was going like, man, if I cut this down to 1.5 minutes per person, you know, how many people can I contact? Like you'll hear Josh say, you just got to master sorting. Got to be a master sorter. Got to go through the grains of sand to find the diamonds. So thank you very much, Javi. No, you wasn't on here probably because, or is he on here? Because he's at work.
I think he's at work, but he is watching on Zoom. So thanks,
Thank
Javi.
you, Javi.
First of all, I want to say Jennifer Hoyle says so many golden nuggets. I agree. And everybody, please rewatch this video when when it's done. If you have any, if you want to get what Robert has said and maybe write it down, maybe get a little more of what he is saying by the way he's saying it. That's the beauty of these Ask Me Anythings. And then now I want to get to John. I want to get to Linda, but you kind of mentioned something that a question came up from somebody else.
Craig, that's the reason you're the MC. I'm not questioning. Just be the producer, director, guide us on our way. You do an incredible job.
Thank you very much. D. Scott Wallace asked this question not only just a few minutes ago, but I think earlier during the week. What is this video that you're talking about showing 2,000 times?
Okay, the video that I'm telling people to show right now is the video. I don't know if you got the link.
I do.
Okay.
Steps to Success and Freedom.
Yep.
The special link.
Success and Freedom. Absolutely. And the link that I have, Mr. Wallace, is it's queued to the middle of the video. So the reason that it's queued to the middle of the video is because the first part of the video is for compliance reasons. So I'm consistently working on making sure that I'm compliant, that we protect MDC. And if you guys don't think that that's important to me, you should see my income. I know I'm going to sound selfish here, and I don't care. I am worried about you losing your income, but not as I am worried about losing mine. So when people see that video, that means that if they watch the whole thing, I'm going to cover the compliance part at the beginning. But usually where it's queued to is where I'm talking about how much money is possible to make here. Did any of you ever get a job? When you got a job, were you one of those individuals that ever asked what could a person possibly make if they continue on this path? Did you guys ever like ask what could possibly be made? That's the income disclosure statement for me. So Mr. Wallace, D. Scott, that's where I send the video. Now, here's a different route that I've been doing for a long time. My mentors, and going back to the basics of this book, is no one shows anybody. I'll tell you two things. One is when I ask people that read my book and I don't tell them anything about it. All right. I ask them what their biggest takeaway is. Again, you can go to roberthollis.com/free and get that book for free. When I give that to professionals, they tell me the biggest takeaway they get from the book is that I keep this business fun, I'm excited to do it, and that I only talk to people that are interested. I pre-qualify the people that I'm talking to. Let me just give you a quick snap of that. Is when someone puts me on a Zoom with somebody and I didn't get a chance to find out whether or not they, pre-qualified them. The very first thing that I'll say, let's say that Craig just introduced me to Chris, And I'd say, Chris, listen, before we get started, I just want to really quickly ask you, why are you interested in learning how to build a very large, successful team? I'm not. Because usually when people don't follow the right process and the right combination in a certain way, that means that they didn't pick them correctly. They begged them to listen to me. They probably didn't edify me correctly. The people don't even know the name of the company or what we do. And it's because they didn't help them create a free account. Are you guys following me? So they want me to get on a Zoom with them and do the whole presentation. That is not the system. You see what I mean? So when I went back to basics, what my mentor always did is they would say, well, listen, the first thing you do is qualify a person. I'm unique. I know I'm different. So I want to pre-qualify people by saying, hey, Linda, do you know anyone right now that needs to make a few extra $100 a month right now because they're not doing well? Again, psychology is so powerful. And I need Linda to say, well, I'd be interested in that. What is this? Oh, are you interested? Well, yeah, if I knew what it was. Well, let me really quickly share a video with you of my business partner showing you exactly what's possible. And so when the person comes in, the first thing they see is my income. Second thing they see is me showing a theoretical example on how fast I can get them a rank, how fast I can get them a payday by doing something extremely simple and easy. That covers all the three psychologies right there. So if a person is interested, you guys, they not only will make it through those 15 minutes or whatever it is, but when I get at the end, if people are interested, I'm now instructing them. See, you might have difficulty telling people what to do. I'm so confident about this industry and MDC and this vehicle that I have no problem telling people what to do. So I'm telling them, listen, get back to the person that sent you this video and ask them for their affiliate link. When they send you the affiliate link, become a free affiliate. Complete it and become a free affiliate. 2, get in where you fit in. I suggest, why not getting paid the maximum as an executive when there's a 60-day money back guarantee? So you guys have seen that I've done this for 35 years and my words seem to come across non-closing, non-salesy. So I realized that people have been asking me, oh my God, Robert, when you do a peak of interest, when do you try to close them? When do you try to get them to come in with product? When, and I'm going like, it's going to take forever to people to learn those skills. So how Robert Hollis made his first 10 grand, how Robert made his first 6 figures, how Robert made his first rank advancements all the way to super affiliate, which they called national marketing director, is I had Bill's 2 videos, a presentation and another one that was called Fast Start. And what that was a theoretical example of showing people how simple and easy this business is with this proven system. You guys following where I'm going? So if we have 8 seconds to get someone's attention span and they click on that link and it goes 691 seconds into the video. And I'm saying, hey, as you can see here, I made 3.8 million. See, I don't know if you guys can say that. No, you can't. You see what I mean? You can't say, oh, by the way, I have, 12,000 people responsible for my income. So I was like, I went back to basics and I go, wait a minute. How did I get people in the business if I made no money? And it was me edifying the video and the person on the video so well that the person was willing to watch the video. And we used to call it this, you guys. I'm going to do a whole different training on that. He actually called it Bill in the Box, because his 2 videos were in VHS boxes. And I've watched Bill Gould get so mad at people just like me, because we make this business so difficult and we overthink it. Bill said, listen, you know what? I could take a monkey to wear a backpack, and in the backpack's 2 VHS tapes. One says 2. And I can put a sign on his chest, teach him to walk up and knock on a door, and the door opens up and the sign says, do you know of anyone that would like to make extra income? If yes, yes, no, invite me in the house. You let the monkey in the house, he opens up the zip, sees number 1, takes it out of the box, puts it in the VHS player and presses play. Sits down and looks at it, smiles and nods. He would get so frustrated because this business is so simple and easy, but it's also easier not to do. Wouldn't you guys all agree? So that was a long answer, D. Scott Wallace, to that answer, but that's the video. For those of you, I'm not trying to tell you to change your mindset right away, because some people say, I can't promote this video because then people like Robert will just steal my video, steal my people. So when you click on that video, if you look into the description, there's a Google Drive link where you can click on the video, download it to your computer, upload it to your own YouTube channel, and then promote that link at the same timestamp. Does that make sense? And so now you can track the amount of people that you're actually getting to see the video. Even put your affiliate link in there. You know what I mean? So great question. That's the video that I'm now proving works. It works. Now, if you guys notice, I even brought this up on Aaron's training. I no longer send a link to capture pages. All right. I share the link where you guys can go in and, golly, we're talking about this. So let me show you guys real quick. Okay. If you guys don't mind. Can you see that, Craig?
We got it.
Okay. So watch here really quickly. I'm going to click here, join. It's got to ask for an enroller here. Let me just put in, see what it does. Okay. Okay, here's what shows up. The only 2 differences between these 2 is one gets paid commissions for referring others. Other people get free product for referring others. So do you want free product or do you want money in your pocket? Raise your hand, okay? So what I do is I take this link up here. If you don't know how to copy and paste, go on YouTube, put in copy and paste. I'm gonna put copy. Right here, I'm going to log in. Then I'm going to go to website, put on replicated website, and see right here where it says referring URL. I'm going to put it in there, paste, and then right here, I'm going to put copy. When I copy it, down here, it says your link is now copied. And now when I send people directly to that link, it takes them right here. Okay, so that's the new link that I'm using. Just, hey, want to become a free affiliate? Yeah, great, go there. There it is, bam, done. You guys like? Hey, Melvin. Everybody say hi to Melvin. He just hit 10K on his way to master affiliate.
Woo-hoo. Congratulations, Melvin.
So D. Scott Wallace, did you guys, did that answer your question?
I think it answered it and a lot more, Robert.
Good.
That's amazing. Thank you. And thanks for sharing us that little trick too.
You're
There at the
welcome.
end. I think that helps get some people ideas on how to share, how to expand what they're doing.
I changed my link on my Facebook profile. And this will crack you guys up. I had one person that sent me a message going, I'm glad I'm on the right track. One person out of 33,000 followers went, I see you changed the link you're sending people to. So pretty cool.
And D. Scott Wallace said yes in the chat. That's exactly. Thank
Perfect.
you so much. Let's go to our two people who have been patiently waiting to talk to Robert in person. First off, we're going to hear from John Tier, but I also want to let you know, Linda, you're next. Okay. So John, go ahead, open up and please share.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm just great, man. Just great. Just one quick statement, one quick question.
Sure.
Yesterday, I was driving and I had noticed I had gotten kind of cranky driving, and I stopped at a light and I said, you know what? You can change your state of mind right now. And I began to think different thoughts, and I noticed all of a sudden start feeling good because I changed my state of mind. I just started thinking, you know, about great stuff and positive stuff. And by the time I got home, I was up again, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just that quick, how quick you can change your state of mind. Just, you know, you got to recognize it and
Yep.
then say, you know what, I'm going to start thinking differently. And I started thinking different thoughts, and I really felt it different. I could feel the insides of me just like change, and just, it's like something just lifted off of me. So
You should be super proud of yourself, John.
yep. And so now the question I had is, when you bring in a new affiliate, how fast do you help them, you know, to get another person in? What is it that you need to do to, like, you know, get that person in so you can, so that you can start going down line and start building?
Great question. The first thing that you got to do is get the person excited. People won't do what you need them to do, and people won't act urgently unless you give them enthusiasm and excitement. So what I love doing is doing a Zoom with them and going through their magic number, John. So if you guys recall, if you've ever been on a Zoom with me, John, I asked what you needed to make. I asked why you needed to make that money. And yours was, I want to do this full time. I want to not have to show up at my, I stopped myself from saying it, but I'm just going to say it. I don't want to show up to my slave leader anymore. You know what I mean? It's, you know, it's like, hey, in my mind went, say it. And then I went, then I said, I say it anyway. So, but, you know, a lot of people think that when slavery ended, that it ended.
Right. It did.
What they did is a bunch of white people sat around and said, listen, now that they're free, can we figure out a way to enslave them again? Yeah, let's call them employees.
Yep. Yep,
And
absolutely.
we're going to tell them when they can go to the bathroom, when they can eat. We're also going to tell them what days they can take off. So some of you will disagree with me. I don't care. But yeah, John, what I do is I do the theoretical example with them. And I'm going, listen, this is how fast we can get you a payday. Then here's the only words that I add. John, listen, if we get you a payday and your notification goes off like mine did next Thursday, how are you going to feel? You know, as these incomes keep going up and we get to this next level and you got people now they're getting paydays and you're getting a payday and your payday's going up, you know, what are we going to do with this extra money? Now you're at $200 in profit. Now you're at $400 in profit. What are you going to do with that extra money? And you got to keep asking them not only what they're going to do with it, but then how do they feel? Oh my God, this would make me feel awesome. Now at that height of their enthusiasm is when you say to them, now tell me who's the best people you know. It's time to go after your chicken list and I'm going to help you do it.
Okay.
Tell me the person you want to attack what we can say to them and what we can do with them, because they won't go after them until they feel like it's going to be worth it to them. And where people mess up is you're not telling them how much you're going to help them. The number one question I get asked all the time is, Robert, do you contact some peoples for them? The answer is absolutely. Absolutely. Put me in a chat with them. You know what I mean? Reach out to them very quickly and say, hey, John, I want to introduce you to someone. His name is Melvin. This guy, man, it's just amazing. You're going to learn a lot from him. Can I please introduce you to him? Yeah, sure. Hey, John, this is Melvin. Melvin, this is John. Melvin's going to jump in there and go, John, man, Robert introduces me to some pretty incredible people. Great to be connected with you. You know, welcome to the company. What? Hey, can we jump on a Zoom? I schedule all my Zooms, answer questions, and steer people. It's like people are going, I don't know what video to send them next. And I'm going, put them in a chat with me and watch me tell them what video to watch. So did that help you, John?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, it's I'm telling you what, you guys, when, not if, when you really get this, and John, let me tell you my record, especially since the internet. I have gone 3 levels deep in 2 hours. So that's someone I enrolled, that enrolled someone, that enrolled someone, that enrolled someone. And people keep saying to me all the time, Josh just sent me an incredible statement, because there's a group of people out there that are still teaching that the free model doesn't work, even though Apple's worth $2 trillion. It's just, you know, some people, there's a statement out there, you guys, that says, you know, the worst phrase in the world is, this is the way we've always done it. That's a killer. That's why Kodak is no longer available. That's why Blockbuster is no longer available. You got to change with the times. And what people never understands that I do is I show people how to get someone, and then they watch me help that person get someone. And then those two watch me help someone get someone. And then all of a sudden I say to them, can you guys imagine me saying this to you, John? Hey, John, you know what? We just brought in Melvin. Melvin just brought in Linda. Linda just brought in Bill. Do you know if any one of these people buy product right now that you're going to lose 50% of your commissions? What? Now, listen, it comes to me. I don't need the money, but I'll take the money. Robert, what are you talking about? If Melvin right now goes in and looks at the comp plan, it says this is a no-brainer, 60-day money back guarantee, I'm coming in as executive. As soon as he does, you get 25% of that 90. I get the other 25%, because you wouldn't try product out for free. And they're going like, oh, well, I don't want you having my money. So don't tell me that the free system doesn't work, because I've done it my entire life. I've gotten people to introduce me to their very best person, and they hadn't even given me their application fee yet. They haven't even filled it out. And people are going, why did you do that? It's because what my mentor did to me. I looked at him right in the face and said, I don't have any money. My electricity's cut off. He goes, don't worry about that right now. Keep your money in your pocket. If I can show you that this works, let me do it. So he started drawing the circles. And he says, listen, I showed all these people how to make 10 grand. I can show you how to make 10 grand. I'm going, okay. He goes, you know what they did? And I go, what? They introduced me to the best person they know. Who's the most motivated person you know? Who's the person that if there's a sticker on one of their vehicles that says the person with the most toys wins? Who do you know that's got not only a pontoon boat, but they got a ski boat that they tow behind the pontoon boat, and their kids are out riding the wave runners? And they got the motorhome sitting on the lake. Who do you know? And I was like, because I knew all these people in the oil field that were making bank, man. You guys hear where I'm coming from? And then he got on the phone with Rick. and said, Rick, I'm sitting here with a friend of yours. We're showing people how to make an extra 6 figures a year with our proven system. We're expanding a company. I'd like you to come down, meet me. Rick says, I'm on my way. I wasn't even in the company yet, John. And I'm all excited that Rick's going to show up. Rick shows up. He puts a VHS tape in and comes back and says, where do you see yourself getting started? He goes, I'm starting at the top. Because he had money. I had no money. It was a no-brainer to him. And he assumed I was already in the business. Do you guys catch this? Why would I introduce Melvin to the company if I wasn't in the company? See, there's psychologies that if you guys just follow the proven system, it works every time. So now Rick's getting in and he goes, hey, Robert, got a second? I said, sure. And I'm going like, what the hell's happening? He takes me around. He goes, listen, when that guy gets done filling out the application, at the bottom, it's going to ask who referred him. You're not even in the company. You don't even have an ID. I guess I can sign him under me. And that ain't happening. See what I mean? It's like, you guys understand fear of loss or FOMO. I mean, he did it so naturally. And he says, well, you need $35. And you said you didn't have any money. And I said, I'll be right back. And I walked out to Rick and said, hey, Rick, you got $35? He said, yeah. So then I'm filling out the application so we have an ID number. It was $35 just to fill out a form. And then he looked at me and he says, listen, Rick's coming in at $5,000. Tax and freight, it was $5,200. 35 years ago, you guys. And he goes, oh my God, here's the form, fill out your form. He goes, Robert, you got a second? I went, uh-oh, this one's going to be different. And he brought me in there and he says, I get a 44% rebate on that $5,000. I said, what? And he goes, yeah, I'll make over $2,000. And I go, what do I make? He goes, $300. I go, why do you get paid $2,000 and I get $300? And he says, because I'm a director. I'm a director and above. We will call it executive and above here. And he said, but I understand where you're setting. We'll work your way up. He goes, don't worry about it. He says, you can't afford to come in as direct. And you guys, I said this to him. Is there any way that we can hold his order until tomorrow? And he goes, what are you saying? You told me you didn't have any money. I'll find the money. All of a sudden, I'm motivated to do things and find resources that I haven't got to yet. And it chokes me up when I tell this story because I sold my Snap-on toolbox. I mean, as a mechanic, that is a bridge burner. You can't next day go to another mechanic place and say, hey, you hiring mechanics? Yeah, we're always hiring mechanics. Oh, by the way, I don't have any tools. Is there any way that I can borrow some of the tools from the other mechanics? You better talk to them. I don't think they'll let that happen. You see what I mean? So I pawned my toolbox to get the money to come in as direct. And I made over $10,200 my very first 45 days in the company. I didn't go back and get my toolbox. Because I knew that was a bridge for me. It was like I was going to do this temporary and that burned a bridge. So I know I talked a little more than that, but John, did that help you? Yeah. So man, as fast as I can get them a person underneath them. You guys probably heard that training that I did where Bill used to tell me, my mentor, is look at a clock on the forehead of a person like a clock on a bomb. And it's going backwards, it's counting down. And that's the number of minutes that they have in the business until you never talk to them again. They're gonna ghost you. And I'm like, so he really made urgency for us. He's going, listen, it could be 24 hours. It could be less than 2 days and they're gonna ghost you. So you better show them the numbers. You better freaking get them excited. And you better get to their best person they know. Little different attitude. This might not be a training for the people that are working part time. It's like, what? You're driving, you're bringing in 4 people in 2 hours? What are you talking about? It's like, hey, that's seriousness. Okay, I'm going to go through the other 2 really quickly. Go ahead, Craig.
Okay, so Linda Collins, go ahead, open up, please, and share. Thank you so much, Robert. Appreciate your extending us a little bit longer.
You bet.
Hello, Robert. Good morning. Well, good
Morning.
afternoon.
Hi, Linda.
Morning. Love and appreciate you. And I'm not going to hold you long, but I'm happy to say I was able to bring someone in yesterday, and everything you are talking about today is possible. And I'm really thankful to everything you've taught me and everything. I'm following you. I'm following you. Okay. Just like you said, I was reading, I have it on my phone, the book, Organization.
Awesome.
And I was reading and I highlighted, we don't have to do any work. Use your upline as your tool.
Yes.
And you gave us so many tools, but I was so thankful. It only took less than, I had edified you, talked about the products, showed the products 2 weeks ago. This person come back to me and said, what are you doing? I said, okay, you got a few minutes? Come with me. I brought her in, sit her down. I said, I'm gonna have you watch 2 videos. 1, steps to success. We started the video. I said, this is a video. This is my upline. This is who I want you to watch. Put it in. Gave her something to drink. We sit there and had a meal. She sit and watch. And in the book, it says, don't talk.
I know.
Nod your head. Nod your head. Oh, you don't know. I've been at this for a while.
Praise God, man. Can you feel it? Can you feel it, Linda?
Yes. Next video. She was like this. This is my laptop. She was like this at the table on my laptop. Next video. How to make 5,000. Don't say nothing. Keep your mouth closed. Nod your head. I thought she was gonna move in on the screen. It said, okay. I found out weeks ago how much she wants to make.
Good for you.
The video could even finish. She was saying, I already know.
Yeah.
I already have a person. So I may be sending you a text message. Boy, I'm about to sweat out of my skin right now.
Yeah.
Because this
Linda,
is where
I can remember when I followed exactly what my mentor said, and the person looked at me after watching, Steps of Success, and they went, oh my God, I'm ready. And I was like so scared because they looked at me and they go, you have an application with you? The guy said I was supposed to ask for an application. I do. And he says, I'm starting as a director. I thought I was going to freaking cry. I really, honestly, I was scared to death. I was like, I almost wanted to say, really? I mean, I almost blew it because I said, really? Yeah. And it's like, I go, that's awesome. And he goes, Robert, this is incredible. And he looked at me and he said, I could show people these videos all day. And I said,
that's what I said.
The biggest pop that I'll tell you guys, I wasn't even in the company for 6 months. And I had like at least 10 people in my group that I knew were doing at least 10 presentations a week. Knew. And I remember the pop going off in my mind going, 10 times 11. Oh my God, there's 111 new people that seen this business in my team this week. That's when you start going numbers. Me and Melvin have had a lot of chats going back and forth, and people are watching him fly up the ranks. And the one thing that Melvin knows more than anyone that I've met in a long time is he understands the numbers. He is not bothered by the numbers. And if you guys reach out to Melvin and say, well, how many people do you think you actually peaked? He won't know that number because he doesn't care. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm shooting stuff out so fast, so quick. I'm not counting how many people I connected with. That's not part of the deal. So Linda, I am so proud of you. Did you have a quick question?
Well, I'm so excited now. And I was on the 6-day blitz yesterday. I got so excited. And at the time that I had set aside to do my blitz for yesterday, she happened to be here. So I was like, okay, don't get angry. I was like, John, okay, you got to change your attitude now. You got to suck in your energy and say, okay, you have one person here, and this one person needs your attention right now. And you can get the blitz. You can blitz tomorrow. You can blitz the next day. But this is the attention right now. So I'm learning. I learned from you humbleness.
Good.
Learn how to humble. I was sitting there just like you said. I was sitting there. I almost had tears, almost was welling up in my eyes. I humbled myself. I crossed my legs. And when I pulled up the free, we did everything right here on my computer, on my laptop. And she said, I don't think I want to be a customer. I want to be an affiliate. I humbled a little more. Just kind of crumpled back to.
Yeah, guiding them to the steps.
So I'm thankful. I just want to say thank you. And sometimes, like Don says, sometimes things happen to you. I wasn't going to get on this today because something that somebody said hit me the wrong way. But thank you, John. Congratulations, Melvin. Love you, Craig. Bill, you all. You just don't know.
Thank you, Linda.
But most of all, I'm glad I did. And I will not miss a training.
Love you, Linda. I'm so proud of you.
Love you. Thank you.
Yeah, and let me say one thing, and people are going to get mad when I say this. Stop doing blitzes. Anyone that says blitz, just say, Robert said, don't do a blitz. Seriously. I'll tell you why, Linda. You focus your dreams on the position and the income you want to earn. And then you push toward the mark. If I need to make $3,500 a month and I need to make $4,000 a month, I'll figure out the position, the people that I need. Then I'm going to put in consistent effort. When I first got involved in this industry and I started going to all these other people and they were talking about a 90-day blitz. And I'm going, where does that work anywhere else? I mean, I get in arguments with them. Well, this is what I learned. Listen, I don't give a shit what you learn. It's stupid. It's stupid. Why would you want people to put a lot of effort into 60 days or 6 days? And then what do they do after the 6 days? Do another one? No. Set their goals for them. Constantly move toward the goal. We got good days. We got bad days. But there's nothing worse than telling someone to do a 6-day or a 60-day blitz. They put numbers in their head, and we're human beings. And we miss it every frickin' time. Not sometimes. Whatever goal we set, we miss. You know why we miss them? Is because we, in our mind, like the 6-phase meditation says, we always believe that we can do more in 30 days than we can actually do in 30 days. We always grossly overestimate. We've never even been to the place. Well, you know what I'm going to do in the next 6 days? What? I'm going to hit 50K. I'm going to get to 10 grand a month. No, you're not. Well, we don't say no, you're not. We go, Linda, yeah. 6 days, 1K. You got it, girl. Go, go. Then the 6 days are done and it's like, oh my God, I'm a loser. There's a book out there from Vision Lakhani from the 6 days medication. And it's called The Code to the Extraordinary Mind. And in there is called BS, Bullshit Rules. And in that book, it will talk you out of ever setting another goal. Goals are bullshit. How's that, Linda? So what we do is think about this. If you want to get in your car and drive from your car to wherever you're going, we set goals and we're silly. Oh, it's only 18 hours from here to home, Montana? 18 hours. I got to do that in one drive. Idiot! You might have pulled that off at 20. But how many of you have done stuff and pushed yourself and went, that was dumb? So you get in a car and you go, oh, I'm going to drive from here to Florida. It's going to take, 2 days and I'm going to drive it straight. And then you get there and you take 2 days off your vacation because you're freaking exhausted. Can I get an amen or an amen? So you don't want to push yourself to a point where, here's another one, working out. Everybody said, listen, just come in. Here's 50 pounds. I could do 250 the last time I lift weights. Let's just do 50. Now I'm doing 250. You work out. You get up the next morning when you're supposed to go to the gym again, and you can't get out of your freaking bed. You roll out of your bed, every bone in your body hurts, and your mind goes, don't do this. Don't do it. You guys know how many people sign up for a gym membership and don't show up every day? Do you know how many people sign up for a gym membership and don't show up once a week? It's because they're not doing it in baby steps. Why not go, I'm going to go from here to Florida, I'm going to drive. It says it's supposed to take 24 hours. And I'm going to drive until I'm tired. I'm going to find a nice restaurant to eat at. And I'm going to have dinner when I normally have dinner. And I'm going to relax a little bit and get a good night's sleep. Get up in the morning and hit it again. Like, it's like me and my wife laugh because when our kids were toddlers, right? Me and my wife, no BS, have driven by the Grand Canyon probably 250 times. We never went to it because it didn't fit the schedule. Oh my God, you can't drive an hour and a half to go see it and maybe spend a day there, then drive an hour and a half. Yeah, we got to get there. We got to get there. So my sons have never seen Grand Canyon, but it's like they've seen the signs, next exit, Grand Canyon. Okay, sorry, went too long, but do you guys get it? Set your goal, do your theoretical example. How many times should you do a theoretical example? Every time you're doing it for another person, you're really doing it for yourself. You're going, oh my God, yeah. Melvin, have you ever figured out, I know he's the next one and then we'll leave with Melvin. Has anyone ever figured out and played with the whiteboard on Zoom yet? Yes. I figured Melvin, yeah. So Melvin, go ahead and ask your question.
All right, so first of all, I do want to say, number one, thank you. And I'll say this. A lot of times when you talk to people who are a different mindset, their mindset, you can tell when you talk to a selfish person. And I got to just be blessed that Candace is a very unselfish person. Robert is an unselfish person. I was talking to a friend of mine who you think are friends. And he said, so Melvin, what are you doing to hit the 10K? I said, well, I make sure I expose and I send all my team to Robert Hollis's videos. He was like, you're sending your team to someone else? What if he moves to another company? And so I was like, well, hey, I'm going to talk to you later. You go do what you do. He's told me that when I was a 1K, I'm a 10K. And my team, we do a Zoom and we tap into Robert. They write it down. They're duplicating. They're duplicating. Do you know why I send people to Robert Hollis? Because I haven't done $1 million in this business. Someone needs to see people who have done $1 million and what that looks like. So they have to see it. And it's just a very simple way. So I thank him for that, because the advice, this is stuck in my head now. It's my new theme. Robert said this, and I know someone said it before him, but he said this and it stuck with me. He said, Melvin, you got to do what duplicates. I know people are not going to go on YouTube. They're not going to go on Instagram or TikTok, or they're not going to go and put flyers all over their neighborhood in the next 50 miles. I'm not a duplicatable person, but you know what's duplicatable? Watching Robert tell people to get me 3 of your best people. That's it. And so, you know, and I'm here to tell you as a 10K, it works. Yeah. I simplified it. One of the things I did in my past companies, I've been the only one to make money, and that was no fun because they quit. Right. I enjoyed it for 30 days. They're gone. I'm like, oh, I got to build another team. So I said, you know what? No more. No more. I'm going to take the extra effort and dial down my recruiting numbers. And Candace's like, you actually dialed your recruiting numbers down? I said, yeah. She's like, goodness gracious, I hate to see you go full-fledged. No, she actually said, no, I actually would love to see you go full-fledged because I would be happy. And she said, I believe Robert he'd be happy too. But I'm like, well, you know, we have to call people and introduce them. You're not, yes. I don't care if they sound on autopilot, you got to call them. But the question I have for Robert, which is, I think, a question that people want to know, and what is your activity that you do? Like, and some people say I do this, I do that, but what is your like hour by hour? Like, what is a day in the life of Robert Hollis that people can actually take and implement into their day? Like, what is your morning, your afternoon, your lunch, if you don't mind?
No. Because of time, I'll be really straight to the point. But I do still to this day, it was a dream that I heard someone say 35 years ago. I wake up when I'm done sleeping. Just flat out. You know, my wife and I do not wake up on alarm clocks. It'd be funny to see how long we slept in. My wife usually always gets up because the golden retrievers, you know, they usually need to be, you know, out but yeah, when I get up, the very first thing that I do is pray. My prayer is just gratitude, just total gratitude. And then after that prayer is when I listen to the 6 Phase meditation by Vishen Lakhani. And if there's anything in that audio, all of them are awesome. But it's this constant thing that I learned from his book that said, you know, that we over exaggerate what we can do in 30 days, but we grossly underestimate what we can do in 3 years. So if you can just on a day-to-day basis, take a few minutes of your time and really visualize and get all of your senses, your smell, your vision, your touch, everything into imagining the life that Melvin and his family is going to have, where you wake up, what you're smelling, what you see, you know, and just that lifestyle, it happens faster than 3 years. I guarantee you. But it's people smarter than me that figured out, you know, here's a guy that has way over 1 million subscribers. So there's another reason why I follow Vishen Lakhani, you know, with Mind Valley. And so after I get that, when I come down, get a cup of coffee, pet the dogs. I pet the dogs first. They attack me. Then give my wife a morning kiss and a hug, ask her how she slept, then get my cup of coffee. And then when I sit down and I open up my laptop, I usually tell people I'm not available for any Zooms or communication until around 10, because that's when I'm doing all my posts in the morning. You guys always see my posts come out before 10 my time, and I'm consistent with that. And then I'm always answering all the people that left me messages. So that's when I return my deal, because I am very blessed to have a lot of people on a lot of time zones. And so they're sending me messages at midnight. They're sending me messages all in the morning, wishing me a morning, and I'm saying great morning back, and I respond. Out of all the people that are on here, I get back to you. I freaking get back to you. And so, I love being a leader that's documented, but I also love being a leader that's available. You know what I mean? Lead by example for me. That's super, super important. Then after 10 is usually when I got my Zoom set. You know what I mean? So I've had days where every 30 minutes is bam, 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 just scheduled Zooms with people. And when I don't have that, then I'm actually piquing people myself. I'm reaching out with exactly the way I said. If I can focus, Melvin, on being, if I have a day disappear on me and I didn't get a time to do any personal recruiting or personal prospecting because I was too busy talking to everyone in my teams, that's a happy guy. And I that's where my life normally is right now. At the beginning, I'll put in the focus of getting enough people to find my serious people. But once I find my serious people, I'm spending all my time talking to their people. So that's my deal. I do my live about probably, I don't know, between 11 and 11:30, run upstairs, take a shower, throw on one of my Hawaiian shirts, and then at noon, I'm doing my live. It takes me about an hour to get that live, in the group and up on YouTube and get that video. I post it everywhere that I can get people to see it. And then around probably, I don't know, 2, my wife is always so nice to me. We eat something or do a shake or something, and then I'll get out of this chair and get in my big comfortable massage chair and got my laptop on my lap, and now I'm doing it again. Usually after 2 o'clock, I usually am pretty packed with Zooms back to back. And then from there, I always check out about 5:30, and then we have our family dinner. So the kids that are at the house, we're always eating at the table at 6. And then, believe it or not, it's checkout time for me. That's my day now. It's not compared to the day when I first start, Melvin. When I first start, I'm hoarse. I know what it takes to build momentum. And so I will do Zooms after I get done eating. So start my next Zooms at 6:30 and usually go till 9 if I'm focused in front of my computer or on any kind of electronic device after 9. That's not a good sleep for me. It just not. So Terry and I will usually watch some kind of mind-numbing thing on Netflix or whatever. Right now we're watching Bosch. It's just a detective movie, but it really is something not to think and not have something shining in my eyes. And we're always usually to bed by 10:30. When I get in the bed at 10:30, first meditation I listen to is from Abraham Hicks. There's a number of them with relationship and financial and health. And so I listen to those. And then right after I listen to that, that's like 20 minutes. I listen to another meditation. And when I say it, you guys are going to want to find it. So I don't know where it is, but it's Craig might know, but it's just called God Frequency. It's an audio that is on YouTube, and it's just noise of a frequency that I listen to that just, it really calms me down. I'm usually, I usually wake up when it done playing, and that now we're talking about almost 11. You know what I mean? So 20 minutes, maybe 15 to 11. And man, when I take the headphones off and roll sideways on the pillow, gone. I'm gone. So hey, thank you for asking.
Thank you.
And yeah, and people like, man, do you it's like really the numbers that I talk about is how many new people do you talk to a day? You guys, you got to believe me when I say this. It sounds like it's not possible, but that's got to be oh my God, that's got to be 30, 40, 50 new people I'm talking to a day, every day. Some of you go, how can you do that? I don't know how you do your job every day. I will do what I do to make sure that I don't have to do what you do.
And I got to say this, Robert, too, because a lot of people, I said, well, I'm gonna guarantee you, I know Robert, but I don't know his daily thing. And I said, when I ask him this, I'm gonna take this back to my team, because I made a point of saying this: success is not what you do once, is what you do on a daily basis. And I said, I guarantee you, if I ask Mr. Hollis, there's going to be so many daily successful things you can take. This man prays, listens to 6-phase meditation. He posting, he's answering, and he's doing his Zooms. And that is daily things of success.
Yeah.
Even if you're relaxing, you don't realize it because you love what you do, but it's consistency that you're doing on a daily basis. And I don't think enough people do a daily consistent thing. And I think that's the biggest thing I can take from you back to my team and tell them what you do and say, listen, it's not all. Sometimes he has to get his mind right. He has to pray. He has to do meditation. Because you can't go in there with a cluttered mind. I gotta get the
right mindset or I won't do it.
Yeah, so thank you for that. That was huge.
Yeah.
I'm taking it back
if
to my
I got
team.
up in the morning, if I got up in the morning and do what average people do, if I got up in the morning, rolled over, still half asleep, and start scrolling through social media, I'm just telling you guys right now, I am disciplined and I love my life. I love the lifestyle that I have. If I broke my sequence of a certain way, my morning routine, it would go sideways. And because I don't have every perfect day. See, part of the 6-phase meditation is not only the phase, which is number 4 of thinking about your future, but number 5 is your perfect day. How I see my perfect day going. And so I just had that in my head. And my perfect day doesn't start with scrolling through social media, getting pissed off at other people's opinions. That's going through scrolling and doing some comparitis and scrolling and getting ADD, always dealing with distractions. That's not my discipline. It's not my discipline. And I'll just leave that with you, Melvin. It's like, when I read The Science of Getting Rich, and it said that there's no nobler occupation on the planet than helping another person reach their potential. And that's my occupation. If people want to know what I'm doing, they're like, so wait a minute, what do you do for fun? See, I've had a lot of people interview me after I've been blessed to make all this income. And here's the one question that when I say it to you guys, you're probably not going to believe me. And they go, Robert, what's your hobbies? What do you do for fun? What do you do that just takes you away where you're not thinking about time and you just love it? Feeding into other people. I have not found, and when I started finding things that said the way to greatness is the service of many. And I think about how many people's lives I've impacted. And I'm not putting myself in the same category because it sounds sacrilegious, but people that love to worship and people that love to witness because they've been called to ministry or teaching, they do it all day. It's like, hey, tell me the slots that you share the good news. What, the whole day? It's like from the second that I get up to the second I go to sleep, I'm talking to somebody. So if you guys see me excited when I'm talking and sharing with you guys, I hope that you don't think there's 2 people in my life, Melvin, 2 people that have reached out to me. And this is the first thing they say is, did you learn to laugh like that? Because they say, Robert, you're the only person that I know that can say, Melvin, you're just a lazy piece of junk. And then I laugh, right? And they go, you're the only person that I know that can be beating me upside the head and spanking me. And then you laugh and it just disarms me. And, you know, where'd you learn that? What NLP class did you learn that from? Did you practice that? And I know people, Melvin, that I left their company, the people in my downline own the company. And I've seen people that they've taught to laugh at certain parts of the presentation in a unique, different laugh because they think I do it on purpose. So there's nothing weirder than to watch somebody study you and mirror matching you. And you go, you see where Robert laughs? You know, you see where Robert laughs? Robert says, you know, listen, just don't lie to yourself. Just say you're lazy and complacent and you really don't want the better things in life. It's okay to be that way. And then I giggle and they said, see, he beats them up and then he laughs and he disarms them. And they think it's a science instead of just me following my heart. And here's the other one. It's on my YouTube channels recently. This guy, I think his name is Lee. And he goes, if you guys study Robert, his hand motions, it's like he can't do a video. And then when he posts the video, he's got the claw hands. And it's like, so he's left me a couple of messages on YouTube going, what's with the hands? You know, where'd you learn? You know, I'm going like, and I wrote right underneath there, I said, it's totally unconscious. It's totally unconscious, me doing my very best to try to impact people on an emotional level. So Maya Angelou said it the best, you know, people will forget what you said. They'll also forget what you did for them, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. So Melvin, thank you so much for asking that question. We did go a little longer, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And hey, you know, my wife's going to be happy in an hour or so. So we might be getting to the store late, but she's still going to be happy.
Robert, thank you so much for sharing your time. And, you know, please tell Terry, thank you very much for allowing us to extend the time a little bit. Just want to let everybody know, you know, there was a lot of things that Robert shared with us here today. If you're following us in the Facebook chat or here in the Zoom chat, any of the links that Robert brought up, I put in there. Please check those links out. I may have listed them twice because Robert was emphasizing them, but they are there, like the 6-phase meditation, like the book Code to the Extraordinary Mind.
Craig a hand, man. He's so good at that.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, for those of you that are in Zoom, there is a special way that you can save that chat. If you want to save the information, you click on the 3 dots to the right of the 2 where you put the chat information. I just put it in there. Then click on the participants button at the bottom. I'm sorry, then click on the information that says save chat. That's what I meant to say. So click on the 3 dots, click on save chat. At the end of this presentation, the chat will download to your computer. That's how simple it is. And you'll have everything that we have talked about, all of the videos, the links that Robert has talked about, and a few other things too, because what Robert shares, I already know what he's doing, and I'll put those in there as well. So this is the blessing that I've had to enjoy Robert, to be with him. And it's just so awesome, Robert, to have you share with all of us your incredible knowledge, your incredible skills, and to be our mentor. Bless you, my friend. Thank you so
much. Love you guys. Please
much.
Unmute and say goodbye. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Just be happy and proud of yourself. Pat
Happy
yourself
Father's
on
Day.
your back. And just
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you.
All right.
so
Happy
much.
Father's Day,
Thanks,
everybody.
Robert. Thanks, Craig.
Love you guys.
Thank you guys very
Thank
much.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Peter. Bye, Chris.
Bye.
See you,
Hi,
Dustin.
everyone.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Happy
Happy Father's
Father's
Happy
Day.
Father's Day.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you
that's
very much.
awesome.